How's it going? And here's another story, another video I'll do on fire. What we're talking about halogen heaters. And it says here, my home quality and good style. It says there. I don't think it could, that's what it says there in the front. My home quality, good style. And the reason is that there's a sign says here on the top of this there, and says do not cover if you threw clothes or any clothes or blanket. These could catches fire. The halogen heaters catches fire. And the only thing is, and when it has two switches on and off, two switches for each, two bars. The two bars that go across this side from this both sides of this. The bottom bar, the top bar, and it's a 400 watt each bar. One bar is a 400 watt, and if you turn it to them on, it'd be 800 watt. So I'm going to show you how this is fires up. And this one has a label sticker on the back of it, and 800 watt. If you switch one off, it'd be 400 watt. So 220 volts and 240 volts. AC 50 60 HZ. And my home quality and style and UK. And this is the button here, the bottom, and there's two stands going to the ground, and this button here is the button that goes onto the ground. And if somebody walks along and knock her over, and the button that knocks the heating off, because that's why they have that there. If they hadn't got this here for safety, this thing there, you push it and the heating, the electric heat will come there, the halogen comes on, and then when you knock her over and then falls onto the ground, it could even fall that way. It catches fire onto the wood floor or the carpet, and catches fire off the halogen bars. And now with this heater, halogen heater. Now I had not yesterday, the day before last Saturday, and I actually went to B&Q looking for one of these. And these halogen bars only 400 watt each, and so we put double the two on together on the same one. So when you turn the bolt on, so that's 400 watt, and then you turn one on to be meant to say, if you turn the says the on there on the top, maybe could you see in the camera, says on the top and on off at the bottom, because me confused. It's supposed to be on at the bottom, supposed to be off at the top. Now when this thing was made, there's no orange light in these switches, so when you turn, say it's off, so it starts from off on the bottom, on the top. So when you turn one on, so one bar knocks on because you turn on a 400 watt halogen bar, and you turn on the other one, this second one, and the top one on, it'd be a 400 watt coming off the same plug, a 13 AM fuse, and it has the label on it, do not use this project or switch. And I don't know where you could see it on the camera. It's just all sometimes you don't know whether you can see it on the camera. Sometimes it can be very blurry on the camera, what I did in the other last videos I meant to say. And it says the label here at the back. It tells you all about this. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, because sometimes it can be very blurry on the camera. So not yesterday, the day before Saturday, last Saturday, so I went to B&Q to buy one of these. This wasn't bought from B&Q, so I was actually in B&Q to get one of these halogen heaters. So because it's the only turn one, before it meant to say, I went to B&Q to buy one of these halogen heaters. I'd actually seen one, and it's a 1000 watt. The two of them is a 1000 watt bar and another 1000. That's 2000 coming off of one socket. So when I looked at the price of it was €32 in B&Q. So why should I give €32 for the likes of that in B&Q? So when I was in B&Q, so when I went outside to go, there was another place across the road, all other different shops, another place across the road. It's called The Range, has all the stuff, they sell all the stuff for the household, homes and all. They sell all the stuffs and then they sell other electric heaters, and I thought the other place might have one of these, and this is where I got this from The Range. And guess how much this was? €16.90. That's what I gave. €16.90. And the one in B&Q was €32. One of the exact same as this. And except this was a 2000 watt, and there's only 1000 watt for the bar. So you only want turn one bar on to heat a room when they're in your room, and you're in the room on your own. But if you're freezing cold, well cold, then you turn the other bar on. The one in B&Q I seen nearly exact same as this. Now this, like, these are 400 watt. The bars are 400 watt, and they turn the two on together, 800 watt total altogether. The one in B&Q, something like that, and it was like this, and €32. Why should I have to give €32 for the likes of this? So I picked her up in the box. I picked her up, I had it with me, I was ready to buy I was ready to buy it if I give €32 for the likes of one of this. I was actually ready to buy it. So first I thought in my head for a second, maybe that place across the road, maybe the place across the road might have it. The Range might have, because they have electric heaters too. So I went on over, then I seen this, and I got this for €16.90. €16.90. And the one in B&Q, €32. So I got this €16.90 last Saturday, not yesterday, day before. So I threw the box out when I got this on Saturday. So I threw the box out because the box, I meant to keep the box, and I meant to keep the instructions, what it says about this. So I don't know what the name of this company is. It just says My Good Home, quality, a good style, and that's what it says. Do not cover if you throw blankets and towel up against it, that can catch fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn her on here for a minute. I'm going to power her up, and as you're going to see, I'll turn the camera around that way. So I'm going to power her up. Now I can put my ear to it so I can hear it coming on. So when you see it coming on red, you won't see it probably there because I have this light on here. So maybe if I turn this light out, and you can see it coming on red here, and this light at the back there, so if I have to turn it off, going to end up darkness again. So I turn it off here, so when you can see the red off it, because you can't see, so the reason I turned the light off in the background, I can't see it, because if I did turn the light back on again, see, you probably won't see it because the light in the background is glaring off the reflector. It's this, the halogen here is like turning on a lamp. So that's 400 watt running off the bottom one. So if I turn the other one, sorry, I pressed the wrong button to knock off, turn it back on again. Now the bottom one is on, that's a 400 watt running on for a halogen heater. And I turned the second one on, the top one on, and you put your hand on it, you can feel the heat coming over. Now when you see the top one start to fire up and start to power away, and it says so, because that's the reason I have to knock off the lights, because there's a reflector in the halogen heater. Because if it's flecked off, the light is flecking off the other light, the main light on here, and this light on here, because it's flecking off the hitting off the reflector. You can't see them both coming on, the both bars coming on. Now that's actually 800 watt coming off this altogether and totaled. Now if you were to if that's on the ground, if this was on the ground like this, and I show you, right, if this is on the ground, if somebody bumped into it and walked into it, and watch what's happening. Because if I move it back, if I bump to this with my arm and I move it back, and why did it knock out? Why did it knock out? Because there's a safety button here at the top and the bottom that goes onto the ground. Goes onto the ground, and then when I put it back on, because when it goes onto the ground and something falls on it, blankets and towels and any clothes or trousers falls onto it, jackets fall onto it, onto this, so that knocked this here, the bottom, that knocked the heating off, because it says it stop. It doesn't cost, because it costs fires and anything. It doesn't cost fire. That's there for safety, for health and safety. That's why it's there for safety. Now, if I put it back here the way it was, now it's coming straight back on, because the little button that kicks onto the ground. So when it comes back on, so if somebody was walking, bump into it and knock her over forward, it knocks back out, and then it knocks back out. And it's same way, it's because of this there. That's there for safety, because if somebody knocks it over forward, because it end up on the floor or the carpet like this. If this is running on, it could burn into the wooden floor, burns it right straight into the carpet straight away. That's why they have this here, this safety button here. That's what these are, safety buttons here, and there's a handle on the back of it. Now is that I'm going to, now before I turn it back on, so now they give about 10 seconds to knock it back on, and you can see the red coming off it. Also, I have another halogen heater that's an old one. I'm going to show you now in a second. I'm going to show you in a second. I had it for about 14 years. I had it because these are actually handy to have, because I'm gonna turn this light back on here. So when I had one of these, I have another one down here. I'm going to show you. This is the one I'm talking about. Before this is the old one. This is the one that failed on me. Failed about a couple of weeks ago when I turned this on. I had this 14 years. This one here, the old one, and this is the newer one, and this is the new type. So now, before I am going to explain about heating coming off an electric heater, coming from plug electricity. Same electric power companies in the UK and Northern Ireland, and in the Republic of Ireland, ESB networks, and all different part of the power station company. And when people'd rather have halogen heaters like this in the sitting room, in their bedrooms, and that's why they have the little button there. If you knock it over, because it knocked the halogen thing off. So thing is, with both boilers and boilers in the house, I'm going to turn the other light back on in the back, because I can't have to see what I'm doing here. So if you were to let's unplug this. But boilers, and in households and people's houses, they have boilers, and all through the time, because years ago, going back, so you're talking about going back 17 years ago, no more than that. Talking about going back, say you're going back 70s and 80s and 90s, between 80s and 90s. And electricity used to be cheap one time in Ireland. The electricity used to be cheap one time. Now, not now anymore. Coming from the year 1999, coming into 2000, the year 99, coming into 2000, and they sorted electricity out. And because what happened is, because people will start using so much electricity, using so much energy, because electricity isn't cheap anyway, because it's much dearer than gas. Gas is probably cheaper than electricity, because it goes to show you, because electricity is dear, and it's dearer than gas, because it's not cheap anyway. Power is not cheap anyway. So when discovered it, like 25 years ago, coming into the late 90s up to the 2000s, and then that's when the electricity was getting dearer and dearer. It's getting dearer, and it was getting dearer at as much as gas, but it's still getting dearer now, because see, there's too many people in the housing estate in blocks of apartments, and they have boilers. So once they turn on boilers, and the energy that comes from a power that heats up the water, turn on every radiators in the rooms in the household. And my mother used to have a Parkway fire. It wasn't a boiler. Just before we had a boiler, because we do have a boiler anyway, because most people don't like boilers on the house, because boilers, it makes you sick, gives you headaches and all. Boiler, that's what they do. People rather like go out and buy one of these, because these are handy to use just to heat up a room, and they're handy to use to heat up a room. And the boilers, the boilers, they take the water goes into your boiler, and then when you turn the boiler on, the gas goes into your boiler, and it heats. It takes the energy out of your gas and takes more electricity out of your household, your power supply, into the boiler. Everyone used the electric heating. Everybody turns the boiler on at the same time together, and the boiler takes up so much electricity, so much energy. That's why our electricity bills will be very dear, air power bills will be very dear. So that's how that's been. That's been discovered about 25 years, and then people start using electricity. People wasn't using electricity back then, because they had coal fires, electric heatings, and they hadn't, boilers wasn't even out yet. So at that time, around the same time, my mother had a Parkway fire. Had a big thing goes into the fireplace, big solid steel cast iron, and thing goes up in the chimney, and it has a bar on it. And then when you pull the bar like that, and then when you pull the handle bar like that, open the door, and it has glasses on the front door on the Parkway fire, on the fireplace. You used to put coal in, put some logs in, light some logs, and you used to burn out runners and burn out shoes, and put into the Parkway. The Parkway fires were what my mother used to have in the house, in the sitting room. We had it for years. We had it for a while before the boilers come out, because electricity is getting so used all the time, especially coming up this time now of the year, coming up near Christmas. Because imagine what the electricity be very dear all over the Christmas. Because especially the electricity be very dear over the Christmas, because too many people have their heating on in their house, because the boilers take up too much electricity. Because before electricity wasn't there at the time, back in the 80s and 90s, the electricity wasn't there at the time, because we hadn't got boilers back then, because the boilers do take up a lot of electricity. It takes the amount of gas. They heat up water, heat up every radiators in the room in the house. And my mother, when my mother used to have a Parkway fire in the sitting room, the Parkway fire, that used to be great, because you used to burn everything into the fire, and all the pipes, and then you have the pumpkin system on your wall in your sitting room, and the Parkway wire, and the Parkway fire in the fireplace, the pumpkin system on the wall, that used to bring the water in, the hot water, heat up every radiators in the room, in the house. That's what my mother has, coming from the Parkway fire. And before we got the boiler in 2000. 2000, that was about 24 years ago, and we got the boilers. That's what everybody will start getting, boilers into the house, and that's how electricity gets very dear. Because electricity isn't cheap anyway, because gas is cheaper, but electricity isn't. So the power bill isn't. So there's another thing. That's another story that I showed. That's another story. That's just the new type of halogen heater I've got. €16, 90 cents. 16 €90 in the range. Didn't got that in B&Q. I had a look. First I was in B&Q. I had a look and seen the other one in range. So I got that cheaper. These I got a bargain. That was €16.90. I wasn't going to pay. €32 in B&Q just for the likes of that. €32, and the two bars in it. One was 1,000 watt, and the other another 1,000 watt at the bottom. So you double the amount altogether, you run 2,000 watt off a socket, plug wall socket. And imagine how your power bill, that's what I say, you could rise up your energy bill. So this, now we're left moving on to this one. This one here, there's a flap stand on it. This is the old one I had before. I had that about 14 or 15 years. That's the old one, so I take the flap stand off it. So throw that down anyway. Throw that right. So this is the one that failed on me a few weeks ago. And there's a one bar that's gone missing because I took it because I have it there. So this is 2 bars went on it, because obviously because this is an old one, and the 2 bars went went, and there's one of the bars that I took out. So that's the glass part of it, and that's the filament that goes in the bar, and that's the connection. The connection goes into that, inside that, and onto the other side. So this just goes down like that. So I was trying to get 3 or 4 times. I'm trying to get the old one going last week and the week before. And this how the filament burst and snap. It's actually snapped. I'm trying to get the filament back together like this with the multimeter, and here it was testing the bars and going like that with the sound. So this end and that end with the bars, the bar in it. So when the 2 electric things in it, that goes just through the tube. So when I pose a hit like that, so when you try to make a sound, once that hits like that, it makes a sound. That means it's working. But there was no sound, but it's a fail out one. It was actually a fail out one. So what happened? What the reason is? What happened is, so I took one of these out, the bars out. That's the filament that goes in the bar like this, shoves right into the bar like this, and then the other end that just bursts and snap inside the tube. It's supposed to be like this. That's inside one of these. So I took it out. This one here, the old one. I took it out the top one here. So I took it out. So inside that's where all the electronic stuff in it. Inside it, because I took it out, took the back thing off it. So I took the back thing off it. So, and that's the old. So that's the connections from 240 volts live, and then neutral on the side. So it's like turning on a halogen lamp. So the bottom bar is gone and the top bar is gone. So that's the old. That one just faded out the last couple of weeks. So the bars are faded out because these are. It's getting thrown out, going to a scrap or something. This will be going to the scrap. And this is the new one. And this is the new one I got yesterday, not yesterday, day before last Saturday, and that's the new one. So anyway, that's the story. That's the story with it. But these 2 halogen heaters, that's the first. The first one here is the new one, and the second one here is the old one I had about 15 years. So that failed on me. That failed on me last couple of weeks ago. So so that's the bargain. I got this for €16.90 in range. In B&Q was the other one. In B&Q wasn't given €32 for that. So there you go, and that's the story. And hope you liked the video. And then thanks for watching.